If you recently had a mammogram, MRI, or CT canceled, it may be the result of what a Plano-based company is calling a security incident. Several of you have reached out with some concerning questions for I-Team investigator Ginger Allen after she first reported on this last week.
I walked in and the lady said the system is still down.
On December 28th, Sarah Hudson was supposed to get an x-ray from a Plano-based imaging center. She says an employee told her that was not happening.
She said, oh yeah, no, none of our phones work, none of our equipment works. We've been hacked.
One day earlier, more than 60 miles away, Dr. Robert Norris was scheduled for an x-ray at another Touchstone imaging center in Burleson.
There were a couple people at the desk who said that their system was down, their phones, their computers, everything was down, and they would not be able to do scans.
Touchstone Medical Imaging is headquartered in Plano. The company's website states it operates diagnostic imaging facilities all over Texas and nationwide. They perform MRIs, CTs, ultrasounds, x-rays, and women's imaging. Last week, the I-Team first reported that patients had their appointments canceled in late December. We were also told North Texas radiologists did not have their usual workloads. At the time, we reached out to Touchstone Imaging. A company spokesperson told us after a recent systems outage caused by a security incident, Touchstone Medical Imaging is back to scanning patients across all DFW locations. This week, we heard from you with more questions.
I think they need to be honest with us and quit using broad term words to, for everybody to try to guess what exactly happened.
Hudson wants to know if the security incident involved her personal information.
My concern is if they were hacked, did they get my information, social security number? Are they able to see the x-rays or CTs I've had?
We have asked questions. We have not been told your information was compromised. Have you been told anything?
No, I have not.
Norris is asking about the cost this is all causing patients when they go for their scheduled scans.
They asked me to pay $1,300 as my out-of-pocket for it, given that it was a new insurance year.
Norris's scan would have been paid for had it happened as scheduled in 2021 because he'd met his deductible for the year. He said he heard other rescheduled patients complaining about this same issue.
And there was another woman who came in a wheelchair, and you could easily overhear that she was very distraught that they were asking for out-of-pocket for her and she could not afford it.
The I-Team reached out to Touchstone Imaging again to get answers to your latest questions. Last week, in its statement, the company said the investigation was ongoing. This week, a Touchstone Imaging spokesperson sent us this. At this time, we don't have anything further to share beyond the statement I shared previously. To be clear, the I-Team has not seen any evidence that Touchstone was hacked or that patient information was compromised in any way. I'm Ginger Allen, CBS 11 News.
The I-Team has also repeatedly reached out to the FBI, which is telling us at this point it cannot comment.